So, I can't believe how beautiful it is out today. I love this nice sunny weather. You can see around me this old little village and how clear the sky is. We're going to continue to walk down the bridge over here first, and then we're going to we're going to walk past the old Capron Mill. So there was an old mill that I had filmed in an earlier video, and you can see the ruins of it, as long as the grass isn't too high, because I did see a tick on me yesterday actually after hiking. So I don't want to experience that again if the grass is not cooperating with us. There's a moth flying around. All right, let's continue on to the bridge and walk past the river. Okay, walking down these cobblestones. Last time I was here, the flowers weren't fully in bloom yet. This looks like these are those tiger lilies. Look at those. And how close can we get to the actual pond over here? Wow, that water's clean and clear. Look at the seaweeds, or the, I mean, you can't really call them seaweed if it's a river, right? It's a nice view. Oh, it smells like fresh water though, for sure. Definitely a lot of algae. Ugh. I love these cobblestones. It's an interesting hole in the rock. And yeah, the river's actually a little bit lower today than it normally is. Let's continue on over the bridge and head towards the actual hiking trails. I'm still interested in knowing what the posts here were. I mean, they're definitely old. Get that view this time. Alright, so yeah, we're working over the old foundation of the corner store, Shay's Corner Store. And let's take a left up here. This is going to bring us to Stillwater Road eventually. I don't think we want to go to Stillwater Road actually. We want to go up Capron Road so we can hit the Capron Mill. And we'll see if we can get a glimpse of the mill ruins. And then we'll walk all the way down the Stillwater Scenic Trail. So this is something interesting about, even when you're doing road hikes like this, you can still see a lot of the wildflowers and natural plant life. I find it very cool. So these are tiger lilies, I believe, and I'm pretty sure these are poisonous to cats. But they are a beautiful looking orange flower. And yeah, look at that. I think that later in the season, they're also going to end up having like a little like dark speckled pattern to them as well. So we'll keep filming the flowers. If there's any botanists in the comments that might know more about tiger lilies or any of this natural plant life, then let me know. So it is important when you're walking on the street, you usually want to stay on the side where you're facing the car so you can see them coming, because I don't always trust facing away from them. They may not always see you. So, you know, it's good to walk on the left side. If you're an American, see that car? I can see them coming. So when that happens, you just want to move out of the way and let them pass, which is what we're going to do right now. I personally don't like hiking or walking on the streets that much, but sometimes it's necessary to get where you need to go. So, okay, he's passed. All right, let's continue on. We are still on our way first to Capron Road. We will see if we can get a glimpse of the mills. And then we're going to hike on the Stillwater Scenic Trail. That is our first trail for the day. This is really reminiscent to years ago. I remember me and my friend Applebee, we did something called the Tour de Smithfield, where we tried to combine every Smithfield hiking trail in one. We ended up doing 15 miles in one day. We started at the Connors Farm conservation area. We hiked those trails. We linked it to the Maori conservation area, and then the Stillwater Scenic Trail, and then Blackbird Farm. And then we did the railroad tracks, Olivia's Forest. We went to Mountaindale, and we attempted to do Wolf Hill before my feet gave out from blisters at around the 14th mile. So then from there we walked to the Thirsty Beaver, recuperated, ate, had some beers, and that was the end of that. But this is kind of like a mini tour to Smithfield. I don't think we're gonna hit 15 miles today, but we're still gonna end up seeing a couple different parks. I'm excited to see what the Woonasquatucket River is going to look like today over by the Smithfield or Stillwater Scenic Trail. Look at that nice open road. Look at these pink roses. Beautiful. Starting to dry out a bit in the heat, but it's still always a good omen. I love the smell of all these pine needles too. Oh, that dry pine in the heat. Big trees dropping them. All right, let's continue trekking. Look at those lions guarding the driveway. Those lion statues. That's pretty cool. I kind of want like something like that when I get like my new place with land. So like I'm planning eventually, hopefully within the next year, move to Florida. And maybe instead of having lions or lion statues guarding my driveway, I can have like big alligators or something. Maybe some like fire-breathing dragons. Have like a nice compound, a lot of land, do a lot of filming. Could be a good time. So right now we're going to be walking down the street further, and it's going to get really twisty, turny, and potentially dangerous. So if I can't see what's in front of me over the corner, I might need to switch sides. But let's just keep walking. I'm not afraid of the danger. I am the danger. Looks like we're coming up on another tributary of the Woonasquatucket. I can hear the water under there. And I can see it a little bit too. Kind of like a small stream. There's definitely a bridge. Let's continue on and see what awaits us. Really starting to feel the heat now and getting sweaty. When we reach the Stillwater Scenic Trail parking lot, I'll take a mileage check, see how long we've done. I'll get a little bit of water, and we'll assess how accessible the Capron Mill is to take a look at. And wow, I know these ones are planted, but look at all the tiger lilies here. That's beautiful. All that nice orange. Looks like the name of this street is Tristan Court. But we're gonna keep walking forward, and it's gonna be like a wild, twisty, turny hill as we get closer to Capron Road. That's Tristan Court up there, but that's nowhere near where I'm trying to go. Ooh, the shade's actually pretty decent. A little cooler under here. This is a very interesting experience, I'll tell you. I mean, starting the hike on the paved ground, and then we're going to be going off-road soon. It'll give me a nice little, I don't know, wide range of terrain to hike on today. So this road that I'm on right now is still Stillwater Road. If I keep straight here, this will lead us to the Stillwater Mills, which were filmed earlier. I'm going to take a left on Capron Road, and we're going to see what that looks like. And it's about over here on Stillwater Road where the road's going to start getting really twisty and turny. So, I mean, it gets slightly dangerous to walk on, but we're going to do it. let's head down. Alright, so right now we are walking past the Smith-Appleby house. This is a historic house. They are sometimes open for tours as a museum, but it is private property, so you can look from a distance. This is the graveyard of the Smith family. These are some of the original settlers of Smithfield, Rhode Island. And this home has been around since the late 1600s, I believe. Since then it's been renovated a lot, and you can still see a lot of the historic features like the barn and furniture inside, and you even can see the old ways they used to heat the homes, the central fireplaces. It's a really cool place. If you can ever get a tour, they are open certain days. You can check their website. Just look up Smith-Appleby House, Smithfield, Rhode Island on Google. And it even looks like they're gonna have a free concert on June 25th, 6 to 8 p.m. I don't think this video will be released by then. So, but yeah, you can come and book a tour, I believe, and look at the house from a distance. That over there is the old railroad station from Greenville. That's one of the only remaining railroad stations left in Smithfield. That was from the original train track system, which we're actually going to be hiking on now, going over to the Stillwater Scenic Trail. Okay, so ahead of us is the famous Capron Hill. It's a big hill. The road goes right up it. Luckily, we're not going to need to go completely up it. Look at all those wildflowers in there. Wow. But there's going to be two sides. So on our right will be the Stillwater Scenic Trail, and on our left will be the old Capron Mill. So let's go approach both sites, see what we can see, and I'll explain some history behind both areas. As you can see here, we're already seeing some evidence of some kind of man-made structures. I mean, look at that wall that they built to stop the river from degrading the coastline. Capron Mill is somewhere in that jungle. Oh no, I just stepped in something. Ugh. Hope it was just mud and not dog poop. So many beautiful wildflowers. They must be still maintaining the dam then now. I mean, looks like they're rebuilding it with some bricks. There it is. Wow, okay. Oh, we can go all the way down here. Ugh. All right, cool. Wow, look at this. That's awesome. What a serene spot right here. So this is the Woonasquatucket River, but I think it's dammed up to be the Sprague Reservoir, unless that's further north. There's also the Capron Pond as well. I'm pretty sure this is the Woonasquatucket River though. Look at this, it's like some interesting kind of lichen growing on this rock. Some kind of a moss or lichen. But I still can't get over that view. That's like something that you usually have to go out into, like, I don't know, like Lake Tahoe or something to see, right? Shows a lot of snapping turtles and snakes in this water. Let's walk down the old train tracks now and see if we can see anything else, because I know we'll get a better view of the river as we continue. Alright, so now we are leaving the Capron Mill Dam. Capron Mill itself is that way across the street, and we're going now to the Stillwater Scenic Trail. This is an actual hiking trail and one of Smithfield's most famous. Here's the entrance sign right here. So this actually used to be another part of the railroad system. I believe this railroad was active from 1873 until the early 1960s, and it eventually was paved over and turned into a town park. It is 2 miles out and back, 1 mile each way. Plus, if you take a left, there are side trails that will hike up Capron Mill or Capron Road. You will be able to see the George Washington Highway Bridge as we continue. We've got great views of the Woonasquatucket River, and we may even be able to see some of the ruins from the old Stillwater mills across the Capron pond. So let's keep walking. Right here, the ground that I'm walking on is the train track. They buried the train tracks underneath, so this is still a relic of the 19th century here that we're walking on. Look at all the vines growing up and down the trees. And this is pretty cool. Yep, Smithfield Conservation Commission. I do believe I will reach out to them sometime soon and see if there's any kind of collaboration we can do. We'll take this side trail down here to get a view of the river. And I do gotta say, to get from Georgiaville Pond to here wasn't bad. It was about 2 miles, so not bad at all for a hike. And now that we're actually in the woods and off the road, it's feeling much more like an actual outdoor hiking experience. Let's see what we got going on here. I think the water level is going to be lower today because of the heat. But let's see. Oh yeah, well, it's still beautiful. Water level's a little bit lower. On a really low level day, it's low enough to actually get across. And there's a trail that will lead to the Stillwater Mills. That rock almost looks like an alligator sticking up. Tree roots. And look at that. That's going to lead over to the dam that we were just at. Ooh, I'm feeling that heat. It's nice though. I love summer hikes. The only problem could be the bugs, and yeah, there's definitely a lot more foliage to deal with, but besides that, I like the weather. So let's continue back down the trail and head to the other end. I tend to have dreams of hiking trails like this. I love these trails that huddle the side of a body of water, especially a moving body of water like a river. To me, it's just really cool. They remind me of like old school cabin type wooded areas where he would have a cabin by the river. And oh damn, look at this. We got a dog ahead of us. This looks like a white dog. Oh, I think he's peeing. What's his name gonna be? Oh. Hi. Hi, doggy. Whoa. That dog was crazy. I don't think he wanted me to touch him or not. But all right. Well, anyways, as I was saying, yeah, this kind of trail reminds me of something from my dreams, where you're in this beautiful forest. There's an awesome river flowing directly through it. You never know what you can find, like the ruins of the mills or just cool ambiance in here. Surrounded by trees on both sides. And those are some tall trees too. It's nice to see nice green on the ground. Wow, look at the amount of tree branches that have fallen on that ravine over there. Look at the huge roots. I wonder if the train was dug. The train tracks were dug, like the land should be this high over here naturally, but they plowed it open for this area. And that could have been what happened. I might as well just film the whole trail. I mean, it is only a mile down, so it shouldn't take me too long. I'm not gonna do the Capron Mill Trail side. I know now that they did end up plowing down a lot of the trails and trees up on top of Capron Hill because they're going to be building condos, I believe. So last time I was up there, it was just barren, looked like Mars or a construction site. But this is beautiful right now, guys. I'm loving the terrain. I'm loving the way the vines are hanging off the trees and how we got a flowing river to the right of us. Trail's nice and open and quiet. Some squiggly ass looking tree branches in there. The water must make them grow all weird. The roots must be weaker or something. Oh yeah, you can hear that water trickling. So I think that this is the outflow from the Capron Pond. And that is where the river got dammed up again for the two Stillwater Mill buildings that are still remaining. There was a third one, a very large one, that burned down in the 80s, and the other two remains still stand. Over here used to be the entrance for a train pillar. It looks like a grill grate almost. If we look over here, you can kind of see there's pillars with all these vines growing over, and that's because the train would go directly up that side past the river. And there's the ruins of the two mills. The Stillwater Mill is still there. We filmed that in a few other video series already. We may be able to get a good view of them actually over here by the coast of the Capron Mill Pond. So let's see. This plant right here is called mugwort. It's related to wormwood, which is the hallucinogen that they make absinthe with, the psychedelic green fairy drink from Europe. This still smells very good. It smells kind of like anisette. And yeah, it's related. Apparently you can smoke this and see visions or something, but I don't need that. I'm hearing something over here. This almost sounds like construction. Alright, I can hear the waterfall from the Capron Pond. It's the spillover going back into the river. Look how green and lush it is in there. Okay, so right here is gonna be the coast of Capron Pond. Looks like someone's already camping out over here. There's a backpack and a bike. Oh. How's it going?
Hi.
The mill ruins are over that way. So if you can see them, but they're behind the bushes. And yeah, you can see all the lily pads. And there's the new condos where the old mill used to stand. And the waterfall's that way, spilling down. Alright, let's get back on the trail and keep moving. So yeah, that was Capron Pond. And now we're gonna keep walking. I don't think we're at the halfway point of this trail just yet. Halfway point's gonna be at where the Capron Hill is. And you'll see the trails that go up the hill. Eventually we're gonna hit the pillars of the George Washington Highway Bridge, and then that's when we're gonna hit Farnham Pike to walk down to where the Maori Conservation Area is, which will be our destination for the bigger hike today. Breeze is nice. You know, it's weird, as soon as you get into the shade under the trees, the temperature drops a lot. Look at this view over here. This is very cool. Ugh. Wow. Definitely got a good view of the pond over here. And the green. Sounds like a nice little private place to take a little break, get some water and refuel. Let's do that. All right, beautiful view. Had a nice little break, got some good water and refueled up for the rest of the hike. So let's continue on the scenic trail. We are still, I think, a little bit under halfway done with the trail over here, and then we got to link up to the next one. Man, looks like they got a sewer running under here. That's weird. Maybe it could have been the old line that was from the 1800s that followed the train tracks. Could totally be a possibility. Okay, so over here we're approaching the midway point of the scenic trail. That trail up there will lead up Capron Hill and eventually to Wolf Hill. If we keep going straight, we are going to reach Farnham Pike, which is our goal for right now. And there's the mighty Woonasquatucket River raging over there, along with some huge pine trees on the other side of the power lines. And here's that beautiful sun. Here's the towering Capron Hill. And somewhere up there is where the construction site is now, which used to be old, I think probably horse trails actually, that are now paved over. There's a couple different ways to still get up there. Alright, looks like we're gonna walk past the hill and into the darkness. And man, I can hear the electricity from the power lines up ahead. Alright, let's get back into the woods. Man, people got some nice houses on the other side of the river over there. I can see up the hill on those cliffs. Sounds like they're partying. That's actually a really good location. Pretty cool. Alright, let's continue on. We should be getting to the George Washington Highway Bridge soon. We're going to take a look at the pillars and the architecture of the bridge, and get a nice up close view of the river as well. So let's keep moving. Whoa guys, look at the little fish. They're like barely afraid of me because you probably don't see a lot of people. Those look like some sunfish or something. Hello fishy. Oh, they can't hear me. That's pretty crazy. Alright, pretty fish. Cool lily pads. Let's keep going. I don't think that we're that much further away from the end of this trail. And I want to link up with the Maury Preserve. Right now I believe we're about 3 miles into the full hike, started from Georgiaville. We should probably hit 4, I'd say, by the end of this whole trail system. And then I'm imagining that Maury Preserve may add on another 2 to 3. I'll see if I want to take an Uber back or if I want to hike back. It depends on how tired I am because it's hot today. What matters to me is to get you guys the footage. So I can already tell over the horizon over there, you can see the imposing brutalist architecture of the bridge. So let's go check that out. All right, so in front of us is the George Washington Highway Bridge. And let's go take a look. Looks like there's people partying all the way at the end, so we'll give them their space, but I do want to film the end of the bridge so you can see what the river looks like today. You can see the notes over here, and there's some graffiti down here. It does look like something from ancient Rome for sure. All right, let's see what's going on down here. I'll make sure I keep quiet. Oh, they're doing some kind of a Nerf battle. This is a little weird. So they're having some kind of a Nerf gun under the bridge party, I guess. I'll let them do their thing. I'm gonna keep on the trails, and next stop will be Farnham Pike. We're gonna walk down Farnham Pike for a bit, and we're gonna reach the Maury Conservation Area. The Maury Conservation Area will be 2 sides. It was previously filmed in the fall, so we're gonna get a good summer view of it. There is a small cave under the stream that we can take a look at that was definitely made from erosion from the water, and they have crayfish in there. And then we're gonna get to go deeper into the woods, and there's also some strange cave in the woods with a small opening, but strange like unnatural looking or alien patterns. I'm not going to say they were man-made inscriptions like the ones at Dinosaur Cave, but they have some strange patterns, almost like a lightning strike or like a spider web. So let's go take a look at that and see if we can find that cave. We'll end over at the Revive the Roots farm. That is on the other side of the Maury Preserve, facing, I believe, a portion of Stump Pond. If I'm wrong, you can correct me in the comments, but over there we should see the sheep and the chickens and whatever other animals they have, ducks. I'm sure they're going to be hot today though, so I'm not sure how active they are, but it's going to be like a free trip to the zoo. And then yeah, I'm probably just going to take an Uber to get some food afterwards because this has been a big one already. We're approaching the end of the scenic trail. So this right here was about another mile. I think I'm getting close to the 4th mile of the hike. I still have the step tracker on, so when we are done, we are going to take a look at it. I'm not going to let it shut off like I did at Blackstone River. So here is the parking lot at Farnham Pike for the Stillwater Scenic Trail. And my next destination will be to take a right. So I'm going to head down Farnham Pike. There's really not going to be much besides road over here. So I'll see you guys as I get closer to the entrance of the Maori Conservation Area. See you soon.